God is good. I just think different. Let's go. What's the dealio? I go by the name of Ray. Welcome to the Danking Out Loud. On this episode, I'm going to focus on sports. And with the season kicking off, what better way to kick this off than, of course, talking about the hometown team, the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they say we them boys. We them boys. But I want to know when we going to become them men. So today, I want to focus on some key elements for Dallas that I saw into this game that we can manifest going into the season to where we can have some team success. First of all, I want to shout out my grandmama, Melinda Elwoods. Uh, a lot of people don't know this, but Overshawn, he had a pretty good game. He's coming back off that ACL, but she gave me an autographed football from him, from Overshawn. So I want to thank Overshawn. I want to thank my grandmama. That's first and foremost. But some of the key factors I want to get into about these Cowboys in order for them to have the success that I want. See, some of y'all are regular season champions. You get caught up in us winning 12 games, 11 games. We're going to the Super Bowl. We got to take this shit one game at a time. We got to, or the Cowboys going to give you, they're going to let you down every time. And we got to start holding them accountable. I mean, it's that simple, but the first key I want to get into that I saw within this game was the run defense. The run defense, which we got scorched in a playoff game last year against Green Bay, but the run defense gave up 93 yards. And that's pretty damn good. The other team didn't break the 100-yard mark. That's when teams had more success with us. But a lot of these yards, as far as on the run defense, it was like we was in prevent defense. I'm going to say we really gave up 60 yards. But the run defense, establishing the line of scrimmage. It can look pretty on the outside, Diggs and the cornerbacks, the linebackers, but when you in them trenches, what the defense doing? You know what I'm saying? In the middle. We gotta establish the line. See, before you can get to the quarterback, you gotta stop the run first. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys always collapsed when the run defense wasn't successful. You can have all the pass rushers in the world, but if these teams ain't in third and long situations and they gas you how Jones did with Green Bay in the playoffs, you're not going to be successful. So for me, what particularly stood out for me, was the Cowboys' run defense because everybody know the Browns, period, they have always been a good run team, and we took their strength away from them. We knew they wanted to run the ball to protect Deshaun Jackson, and then they was missing both their tackles. So if we was successful like we did and we stopped the run, that means a DeMarcus Lawrence. That means Parsons can have that success but it all starts in the run defense. And I want to focus more on the defense as well. We had 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, one by Diggs coming off that ACL injury. Looked phenomenal. I mean, it's going to take a while for him to get back in football shape and get back accustomed to the game speed. But I think Diggs played well. My main issue with Diggs, we know he can cover and he has ball skills. But my main problem with him at times, with his size, he's not a willing tackle. I saw that a couple times within the game. But, hey, at this particular moment, it didn't cost us the game. So I pointed out the fact we had 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. We only gave up 93 yards totally on defense when it comes to stopping the run, just a run. Also, special teams gave us a punt return touchdown. Another key point I want to get into when it comes to the Cowboys having success this season is game management. And game management, of course, is a Mike McCarthy thing. One thing I didn't like, and we always overlook these things because we got the W. But when it comes down to the trenches and playing big teams, these are going to be some key issues. But one of the things I saw that I didn't like when it came to the game management from Mike McCarthy is that halftime error when he didn't call a timeout, and you pushed us back 5 yards and took the kicker out of field goal range. If this was a playoff game, that would have cost us. But luckily, we was playing the Browns. The Browns. No disrespect to the Browns, that NFL team. But when you play these teams like the 49ers, the Packers, who thrashed us, like I said earlier, the Baltimore Ravens, and any of these elite teams, you want to keep the arrows down to a minimum. I don't like that. I've been saying this for years with Mike McCarthy, even going back to Green Bay. You have to work on the game management side of it. Forget the X's and O's for a minute. Let's focus more on the game management. That error cost us 3 points. Who's to say what 3 points could have did in the playoffs, down the trenches? So that's some shit we got to click, take advantage of. One thing, another thing another thing on the game management side was the fact that we only had 4 penalties for a total of 38 yards. And I like that down the stretch, even though the game was out of hand, the penalties wasn't down the stretch. It was a little bit early, whether it's rookies with jitters and things like that. But I like the fact that we only had 4 penalties, accounting for 4 penalties for a total of 38 yards. Going back over, I said the run defense, game management. But for me, these two things are important. But to me, the most important thing when it comes to the success of the Cowboys season is Dak Prescott and that weak-ass hairline. Cut that shit off, brother. Cut it off. Look at me. Look at me. Dak, you got to let it go, man. You got to let it go, man. You got to let that weak-ass hairline go. I be saying that shit, man. All that money in the world, man. You got to let it go. You got the woman. You got the money. Go bald. Don't be shaming yourself, man. But with Dak Prescott, he had an efficient game. He completed 19 of his 32 total attempts, and he accounted for 1 touchdown. But the one thing that stood out to me, he was 0 on a turnover board. No turnovers. Special teams performed. Defense was performing. He didn't put the team in short field, the defense in short field areas that could have hurt us. He took what the defense gave him. He managed the game well. I know a lot of people wanted him to throw for 500 yards, 400 yards because he got the big contract. But sometimes the responsibility that comes with those contracts is not putting the people around you in bad situations. Sometimes you got to live to see another down. He don't have to throw a touchdown every play. All I want to see is Dak play to the strengths of his teammates, the system, and taking what the defense give him and taking the other team will. When they know it's coming, they can't stop you. When you playing the 49ers, you playing some of these elite teams, can you get it done? That's the only thing for Dak. The people who complain about Dak getting all his money, that's selfish. That's selfish. That's just like me being at work telling another man he don't deserve his money. Now, sometimes do the performance match, the production matches the contract? No. But I'm all for a black man getting his money. And I'm going to be honest with you, this off the script, the only problem outside of Dak Prescott hairline that I ever had a problem with, it's just my personal problem. I don't hate you for it or whatever, but it's just me. I don't like the fact that every woman that I saw you involved with done been a white girl. I always talk about generational wealth. God forbid something happened to Dak Prescott, that girl, white family inherits that money. That's the only problem. And I know that was off subject, but that's the only problem I've had with Dak in the past outside of his performance, like not stepping up in crucial moments and stuff like that. And then the white thing. Dr. Umar, I know you'd be proud of me, but, honestly, man, I just want to see our black players with black women. That's just for me. I don't want to, it's a lot of lawyers out there. It's a lot of these things, but symbiotic, I want to see our black players marry black women and keep it within our community. Asian and Chinese people do it. They upset when one of us walk through the door for their daughters. But focusing more on the game thing with the Cowboys. This thing always comes down to one thing. Accountability. Cowboy fans, look at me. Do not overreact off this one victory. We appreciate it. We cherish it. Now it's on to the New Orleans Saints. We gotta live game by game. Let's not think too far ahead, thinking that we beat the Browns, that it's a Super Bowl. Even though the Browns is an NFL team and it was on the road and they got a pretty good running game, we supposed to done that. We supposed to done that. My biggest problem comes when the expectations are high and we playing the 49ers. And we playing them like we don't want to get blown out. Long as we don't get blown out. Or long as, come on, man. The 49ers been a little brother in us for the last couple of years. When we going to walk in our stadium, walk in their stadium, and own that shit? Like this is ours. The difference between us and them is we us and they them. Can't nothing stop. Can't nothing stop you. It starts with the mind. Sometimes I feel like the Cowboys are more into the luxury. We America team. We the richest team in the world. We have 5 Super Bowls. Them old ass Super Bowls. Come on now. History good. It's good to brag about. But I bring up them Super Bowls, people gonna tell me that was 3 decades ago. We got to do better than that, man. We got to do better than that, man. Cowboys fans, stop enabling the Cowboys. We got to hold these motherfuckers accountable, man. If they not winning, stop buying their merch. If they not winning, stop going to the games. Come on, man. The Cowboys are, and I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm a realist. I said this a while ago. I don't just slap the shit out of my enemies. I slap the shit out of my friends, too. You can hold your team accountable, but it's just like that girlfriend that cheated on you, and you take her back. Then she do some good things. She give you some head or something. You take her back. Then she cheat on you again. Then you take her back again. We gotta hold that girlfriend, which is the Cowboys, accountable, man. This shit's starting to get ridiculous, man. I've been a Cowboy fan since I was born. It was never the men in my family. It was my grandmama, Melinda Edwards, who I said gave me the football. But we got to hold them accountable, man. And we got to stop overreacting, man. You know what I'm saying? Going to the playoffs ain't good enough. A winning record ain't good enough. Just getting to the divisional round, just getting to the Super Bowl ain't good enough. Jerry Jones always bragging about we the richest team in the NFL. So it goes to show you we have the resources to win the Super Bowl. But we got to have that mind frame. I go to work Monday through Friday knowing I'm going to be successful. It's called manifesting. You got to believe. It got to be deep within you, man. You can't take it from nobody else. You can't borrow it from nobody else. It got to be within you. I'm challenging the Cowboys, man. Are we going to be a filet mignon? Or are we going to be a Spam sandwich? And Spam stinks. It stinks. What are we going to do, man? We going to fold up, man? Or we going to rise to the top like a cake? Are we going to rise like the sun? Or we going to circle this motherfucker like the moon? What are we going to do, man? I'm challenging the Cowboys. I'm challenging the fans. I just want to have a successful season, man. I feel like deep down in my heart, I gave y'all some of the key points for us to be successful. Remember this. I'm going to run this back. These 3 things will keep us successful because can't nobody get in our way. We get in our own way, whether it's our mistakes, whether it's our mindset. But these 3 key points, I'm going to go back over. Run defense. When the Cowboys stop the run, they elite defensively. The secondary good. We ain't gonna do them again better when Bland comes back. On top of the depth Carson, the rookie, giving us. Come on now. But run defense. Game management. I challenge you, Mike McCarthy. I challenge you, man. I really challenge you, Mike McCarthy. I don't give a damn about that Super Bowl you won with Aaron Rodgers. That don't make you a great coach. What makes you great at anything is repeating greatness. Anybody can do something once. Do it twice. Do it when they expecting it. Also do it when they ain't expecting it. But they always going to expect it from us because we the Dallas Cowboys. The only damn thing we can say is we the richest team in the world. But like I said, run defense, game management, and most importantly, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, do it. You have it within you. You say all the right things. You say all the right things. But every time it's always next year, the guys still believe. Shit, next year going to turn into next year. Then next year. Let's take advantage of this now. While God give us the air, the lungs to do it. It ain't the 49ers in our way. It ain't the Lions in our way. It ain't the Ravens. It ain't Kansas City in our way. It's the Cowboys in our way. We in our own damn way. Wiz Khalifa got the song I played earlier called We Them Boys. Think about that. We Them Boys. When we gonna become them men? See, boys don't pay bills. Boys don't have responsibility. But men do. Let's become the man. Let's become the Cowboys we should be. I'm challenging the world, man. I love sports. I put my all in this shit. Like, the Stars done gave us one within these last 2 decades. The Texas Rangers gave us a championship last year. The Dallas Mavericks been successful, and they almost on the brink. They gave us one. When y'all gonna give us one? When y'all gonna give us one? Jerry Jones, when you gonna make it more about the game than the marketing element? The same way you gave Dak Prescott his money the day of the game. I feel like you did that just to get somebody to talk to all the way up to the game. You knew you was going to get that boy the contract. You knew you was going to give him the contract. It's always about eyes on you instead of eyes on the prize, which is winning that Super Bowl. Jerry Jones, sometimes you got to step out the light and let somebody else shine, and y'all both will get the benefits. We all can win. We all can win, Jerry. Just step aside. I be at work. I don't give a damn who gets the credit. I just want the money. At my job, if the salesmen do their job, if the drivers do their job, if the countermen do their job, we all get a bonus in the beginning of the month. So it don't matter if I did 6 deliveries or I sold 6 batteries. And I don't want the credit for it. My thing is, as a collective, doing one job, having one mind frame, and that's winning a Super Bowl. And that comes with sacrifice. That's why I try not to go to Cowboy games. You get caught up in the big screen. You get caught up in the wrong shit. People talk bad about us. I had a Brown fan talk shit to me a couple months ago. They ain't done nothing, but that's how bad we been. Oh, but we won more games than the Browns. I don't give a damn about that. That's second place. If you're not first, you're last. And if you're in second, you first up to last. People always remember the winners. Constellation Prize is a no-show. We America's team, ain't we? We America's team. Donald Trump, make the Cowboys great again. Make them great again. They go 12, win 12 games, and be out the first damn round. That is ridiculous, man. My mama don't even watch football, but she don't be having no expectations for the Cowboys. She don't. My mama always tell me, Jerry Jones don't pay you. Stop being invested in their ass. But it's a passion I had since I was a kid. Me and my grandmama. But we gotta do better. And we gotta take this shit one game at a time. Let's try not to overreact or underreact or whatever the word might be. Let's just ride it out evenly throughout the season. Because we can be successful. And just looking at the Cowboys, I was telling people all year before the draft, if the Cowboys invest in the trenches, not the shiny shit like CeeDee Lamb or receivers or the perimeter, if they invest in the trenches of the offensive line, the defensive line, and simplify the game plan, stop the run first, then worry about the pass, they can be successful. I know, like you know, if the Cowboys get you the third and long, DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, Overshawn, some of these young guys, Diggs back. If the Cowboys can get you and Deron Bland coming back in 4 weeks, if the Cowboys can get you the third and long, they successful. They successful. Green Bay ran the ball up our ass. So Michael Parsons couldn't release. He couldn't be himself because they ran the ball. I know one damn thing. If we stop the run, we successful. It's in the numbers. It's in the damn numbers, man. We got this, man. We got this, man. I'm gonna try to bring y'all content every week. Whether it's good or bad about the Cowboys. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm an NFL fan first. That means I'm not gonna be biased. But I want everyone to subscribe to my podcast at Think Different 4. That's DANKDIFFERENT. And the number 4. Subscribe to the podcast. Not only do we talk about sports, we talk about everything from politics to the most trending topics, whether it's from Shade Room or whatever, but I'm always gonna give you my opinion. And if the Cowboys are successful this season, it'll be everything that it's discussed. I want to thank everybody so far for following the I Just Think Different podcast and sharing my content. I'm only going to get bigger from now, and this is my passion, man. I've been talking for free for years. Why not talk shit for money? You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you for coming into the Danking Out Loud Sports Edition. Let's go.